Hello, welcome. Today is Monday, October 4th, and welcome to class. Instead of a live version, I'm doing a recorded version today, but I'm no less enthusiastic. In fact, I'm more enthusiastic because I didn't have class last week, so I'm happy to see everybody. And I'm happy to have you watch my video on a replay. So here we go. Let's just jump right into it. I hope you have some tea nearby. I've got some green tea here. Always good to put warm in the belly during Qigong class. Also, just one thing to note, it's a wonderful time after Qigong to sit for a while, whether it be with a cup of tea or in meditation or just sit and focus on the breathing. Wonderful time because this sets you up to have a nice little relaxing meditation. And it can be just a tea meditation, just a sipping of tea, that alone. But just, leave yourself time after class, if you can, in your schedule, to just be in this place that we get into over the next hour. And to be in it and stay in it and enjoy it and not come out of it too quickly unless you really have something pressing. So feet together, hands together in prayer posture, bring your thumbs in. Touch heart center, touch right in the heart center. Should feel good. It starts to center you. If you look at the hands, what are we doing? We're centering ourselves. We're bringing ourselves back to harmony and balance, trying to bring the body back to a state of homeostasis, back to a place of neutral. We're always in gear, running, first gear, second gear, fifth gear, running around doing. Well, no. During this class, we're in neutral gear. We're coming back. It's like coming back home. So let's begin the breath. Inhale through the nose, hot, audible breath. Exhale through the mouth. Notice it sounds like the ocean. Give me more. One more. Activate the belly pump while we're at it. Inhale. Activate belly pump. Exhale. Belly comes in and slightly up. One more. Inhale. Activate belly. Exhale. I'm going to get into a flow state in this class today. Here we go. Drop the hands. Once we start, we're just going to keep going. Drop the hands. Feel heart center where your thumbs just were. Turn the hands over slightly. Feel heart center opening up like an elevator door. I'm like reaching towards the light coming in through the window like a sunflower, reaching towards the light, the sun. Still activating the belly pump. Opening the hands, receiving. Just receiving, not doing anything just yet. Getting in a state of presence. Be here now. Turn the hands over, bend both knees, but put your head over this ankle here. Just mirror me through the class if you can. Act like you're seeing me in a mirror. Step out and then sink into that left leg and just let the body unravel a little bit. Kind of like pasta just came out of water. Just let the body unravel, let it move. It knows what it needs. Trust it. Trust the body. Get to know your body. Get to know what it needs. Come back to Wu Qi. Remember Wu Qi. Drop the sacrum like an anchor into earth. Lower back flattens out. Feel your feet bottoms parallel, shoulders width. Hands, lao gongs, those energy gates in the center of the hands. Feel those rooting into earth. Let's open up those lao gongs here. It's a great opportunity. Inhale. Open your lao gongs. Exhale and relax. Good. Inhale. Open those lao gongs. Again, this energy gate right here in the center of the palm. You can rub it a little bit. I give it a little rub with my fingernail so I remember where it is, even after I pull my finger away. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Relax. Inhale. Open. Exhale, relax. Good, good, good. Now that we feel our palms, let's take those palms, cup them, and go up the outside, down the inside. as we open up stagnant and blocked energy along the meridians of the body. Next one, shoulder blade. Come around, armpit. Get deep into that armpit. Inch and a half in. You've got some energy gates in there that we want to get into. We want to open up the lymph nodes, help them drain a little bit through movement and massage. Drum the ribs. I'm already heating up. Notice any changes while you're doing this. If you're heating up in the body, I'm heating up right here in my core. That means that energy is already starting to move. Heat means increased circulation in the body, which is exactly what we want. Shoulder blade, use your hand to help you. Come around, armpit. Good, get in there. And remember, drumming the ribs is activating all the organs underneath with the vibration of the rib bones. Thymus thump. Boost the immune system. Above and underneath clavicle. Above and underneath. I've got one finger on top, one finger on the bottom, and then back and forth. If you feel anything a little wonky, just stay on it, make little circles until it releases. Just getting more of those lymph nodes, doing a little lymphatic massage as we open up blocked energy. Brush down vagus nerve. Relax. Good. Excellent. Dantian. Let's open that. Wake it up. Activate Dantian. Slapping it right here. Dantian is below belly button. Now gentle fists, very loose, gentle fists. We're very gentle on the kidneys. I know it may sound like I'm hitting them hard, but that's just the way it sounds. I'm not at all. Activating kidneys and adrenals, always followed by a rub. Sacrum. Good. And legs. Let's get two at a time today. We don't always do it that way, but sometimes it's good to do something a little different. Go down, get to the outer ankles, get those, get the Achilles, come around, inner ankles, and come up. Same thing. Outside, outer ankles, Achilles, inner ankles, inner side of the Achilles, and up. One more time on your own. Make sure you breathe. Ending on hip bones. Come back to Wu Chi. Feel your feet bottoms. Feel your sacrum drop. Pardon me. Feel the sacrum drop. Lower back. Something about tapping sometimes makes me sneeze. Interesting. Just observe. Doesn't matter why. Feel the feet bottoms. Feel the hands like energy roots just coming out of the palms of the hands. And here we go, right into the accordion. Inhale, rise. Exhale, root. Inhale, notice my body rising, rooting. My feet are firmly planted on the ground. I'm just rising and rooting with the feet on the ground. I'm not coming up on my toes or anything like that. In case there's a question about that. I'm doing it in front of lower dantian, so I'm activating my lower dantian, which is where I store my chi. My power center, my relationship with self, super important. It's where we are born with our chi, and it's where we store our chi when we make chi during our practice or other things that increase our chi, increase our vitality. Anything you may do outside of your class that increases your vitality, your chi, it gets stored down in here. It's like a cavity. So here we go, inhale. Don't go too far apart, by the way. Make sure the hands stay connected to each other. Feel the connection. Put mind right here, put the mind here. Try not to be up in the thinking mind. Try to be down in your body during the practice. Move your awareness. How do you move your mind there? It's really moving your awareness down into your body. In this case, my mind is right here between my palms. As I inhale and exhale, I'm riding on the speed of my breath. I'm using my breath as a tool to connect mind with body here. That's why I'm letting my breath dictate the openings and closings. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Palms connect to each other. Fingers, wrists Hands, elbows, super relaxed here. Last one. Spinal cord breathing. Inhale, chest up, look up. Exhale, round the back, sink the chest, tuck the pelvis, create the letter C here. Inhale, chest up, look up. Exhale, round the back like a turtle, sink the chest, tuck. Don't bend too far over. You don't want to engage lower back in that one. It's not about the lower back here. It's about moving the spine in one direction and then moving it in the opposite direction. But it's not about engaging your lower back muscles. So if you feel anything in your lower back, any strain, you're coming too far over, and there's really no need to. This is about the spine. One more. Take the toes in here, palms towards the body, toes come in slightly, rotate, gazing at the moon. As you rotate, palms go away from the body. As you come in the middle, palms towards the body, rotate in the opposite direction, palms turn away from the body. I'm rotating, I'm pumping the spine here. Careful, don't reach, okay? There's no reaching here. All I'm doing is rotating on the center axis of my spine. I'm keeping my weight and my balance equal. I'm not shifting weight to my left or right leg. That's the key. I'm not shifting weight. I'm just rotating on the center axis as I, oh wow, that was nice. I don't know if you heard that, but I just had a wonderful lower spine adjustment. I heard it and felt it. Anyway, we are rotating like a revolving door at the airport. Spine is the center post. One more each side. Again, we're going to stay in flow today. Come to the center, bring the feet back to parallel, and let's cleanse the chi wall. Inhale up, turn it over, exhale down. Inhale up. Notice hands close to the body. Exhale, push the chi down. Inhale up. Really feel, look for it. The chi is already around your body all the time. We're just looking for it. We're finding it. So it's already there. We have it, it's there. But we're finding it. And then when we find it, we're working with it. And we're playing with it. And we're using it to create health and balance and moving meditation. And we're using it to calm the nervous system and put the mind in a state of calm. Look for it. Be present. One more. It's cleansing the chi wall. Bring the hands out to the sides. Bend both knees and both elbows. I'm just in this kind of posture here. And this is a tendon stretching. And we're going to stretch like a rubber band, kind of like you'd stretch in the morning when you wake up. Stretch, come up to your toes. I'm on the balls of my feet. Then let the rubber band go. Knees and elbows bend. Stretch the rubber band, come up on the balls of the feet, and let it go. Good. Stretch. It's okay if you lose your balance here. I do sometimes too. You get better and better as you do this one. It's wonderful for balance. But I'm stretching all the tendons in my body from my feet to my head top and way out to the tips of my fingers, really out to the tips. Imagine your energy's coming out your fingertips here. And release. One more, stretch. And release. Good, bring your hands in. One palm goes down, palm up. Heaven and earth press, stretch, release. Compress the beach ball. Pinkies kiss, meaning the pinkies pass each other. That's how you know how your hands should be when they pass. Pinkies will pass each other. We call that pinkies kiss. Stretch this side, release. Compress the beach ball. Pinkies kiss or pass. Stretch, heaven and earth, press. Press to the heavens, press to the earth. Palm up, palm down, release. Other side, just going side to side. Can't do this one wrong, just relax into it. Stretch. Should feel a twisting and stretching sensation of the spine. It almost feels like I'm wringing out a towel. I've got a wet bath towel and I'm wringing it out. That's what it feels like when I'm in this posture here, stretching, and then I release it. And stretch, wring out the towel of the spine and release. One more, and then both hands down. Stretch, release. Tai Chi arms, right in, right in. You've got two strings pulling the arms up, but no higher than shoulder top. In, strings pulling hands in and down. Okay, we're just going to this beautiful flow state and down. Now I'll add the pelvis. Inhale up, exhale down. Notice, you'll just notice my pelvis rocks forward on the inhale up, and my pelvis rocks backwards on the exhale down. Again, feeling two strings pulling up the top of the wrists, no higher than shoulders, and then strings pull in towards the body. Do that a couple times, in and then down. Inhale up, exhale down. So you're from the front. Inhale. Now my breathing is just in my nose. I've got the tip of tongue on roof of mouth behind front teeth. Or red dragon behind the two white mountains. Another nice way to say that. Ride on the speed of your breath. Remember, chi loves slow. The slower you go, the more you will feel your chi in any of the movements that we do here. Turn the palms. Same movement, but now I've got the palms turned towards each other, connected, speaking. Same exact movement. Inhale. Pelvis forward. Exhale, pelvis rocks backwards. We rock the pelvis. Remember, that's called a qua squat. Qua is your groin. And the groin is getting pumped here by movement. I'm folding right here. Folding as the pelvis goes back. I'm folding at the groin. And that's pumping the lymphatic system manually. All sorts of health benefits. As well as just getting my mind in a state of calm as I do this beautiful repetitive motion. Sometimes it's the simplest of motions that allows the mind to calm down. Doesn't have to think about choreography. It's just doing this motion over and over again, and it becomes trance-like. That's what I've noticed about Qigong. It's trance-like. Don't get caught up in, am I doing it right or wrong or exactly like the teacher? Just allow it to put you in an altered state, a trance. a state where you're down in your body and out of your head, out of the thinking mind. Coordinate with breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Slower you go, the better for the mind. Easier to feel your chi. Slower your heartbeat goes. Blood pressure goes down. Body comes back to homeostasis. It's just called turning the cauldron. It doesn't matter what it's called though. Just drop in. Notice how it becomes rhythmic. Again, trance-like. Next one, stop the hands at the bottom in front of lower dantian, but keep the palms connected. And a little bit of Tai Chi ruler right here. Keep the palms connected. In fact, if you have to move the palms closer, that's okay. But connect them. Make a little circle here like there's a clock right in front of you, in front of lower dantian. Make a circle. Again, just finding that chi. Chi is going around you right now. It's going around your body. It's right here. It's under perineum. It's going up over sacrum, over the top of the back, the spine, up the spine, over the head, down the front. Let's tap into that. Let's tap into that pathway that's already happening. It's called the microcosmic orbit. It's already going on. Just going to tap into it. We're going to look for it. That's all. We may or may not find it, but we'll look for it. That's okay. Eventually we'll find it. Keep looking for something, you find it eventually. Kind of like the car keys. So let's look for it here. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's go. Where the hands are is where the energy is. So let's start here. The hands are at the bottom, under perineum. Now they're coming up over sacrum, lumbar, lower back, middle, thoracic back, upper back. Now they're kind of, my fingertips start to point upwards, showing the energy's coming up behind the back of my head, right here, behind my neck. Now it's coming up over the top of my head. It's floating. Now my arms are floating down the front through the 7 chakras and 3 energy gates, just floating. The front side of the body is yin, so it's more gentle, more floating. The back of the body is more yang. Do it again. Perineum, sacrum, slow, lumbar, middle back, thoracic, upper, back of neck. Pull the energy up over the head, float down the front, through the 7 chakras, nice and slow here. Here it comes, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, root chakra, under perineum. Now let's do it again. Here we go. Up the back. Try to really look for it. Again, this is the microcosmic orbit. It's already happening. We're just looking for it. Where the hands are is where the energy is. Pulling it up overhead. Floating down the front. Arms should start feeling nice and light. That was the last pass. So when you come back around, eventually, when you finish the circle, that's called spinning the orbit, what we just did, spinning the orbit. Now I'm back to Wu Chi. I'm going to take a wide stance. Please take a sip of water. Wide horse stance here. Check yourself. Make sure that your knees are over your ankles. We don't want that. And we don't want this. See the knees here, the ankles there. No, don't want that. Again, spring loaded right here. And sacrum down, rib tips in, rib tips in. I push myself off. Don't push your rib tips so hard like I just did where you push yourself off. Just push your rib tips in gently. That'll force your sacrum down, lower back will flatten out. It's also a more comfortable stance when you get into this as well. So we're going to do a few stretches first, and then we'll get into some Qigong. These are some beautiful stretches. I want you to brace yourself with one hand and bring this shoulder to this knee. Remember, mirror me. So you'll be technically doing the opposite, but just follow like we're in a mirror. Come down. Notice my hand is going to rotate like this around my thigh. Come down, keep the knees out, and push against that thigh to stretch. Come up. Again, same way. Same shoulder, same knee, down, up, down, up. Other side. Now this side. Come down, push against your thigh to stretch, and up. 3, we're doing 3 total. 2, 3. Good, come up. Now we're going to do tiger wags its tail. Brace yourself here, absolutely brace yourself. Come down to this knee. The table's the back is like a table, it's flat, and it goes parallel to earth across to the opposite knee. Come up. Don't arch your back here. No arching, just straight up, straight up. Come down, back to the same knee you just came up from. Table across to the other knee, back's like a table. Come up. Down to the same knee. A little bit different now. This is not the stretch anymore. This is wagging the tail. This is a medical Qigong. And down. Table to the other side. Up. Go back down the way you came. Table to the other side. Last one. Up. Good. Excellent. Stand up. Allow the legs to just stretch a little bit here. And we're going to do heaven and earth unite. The beautiful Qigong. Grab the Qi, bring it up, out in front of heart. So I'm like this. I'm going to pull it in. Pull it into heart. Open the door like this. Pull it into heart, open the door. Drop the elbows, turn the hands over, push through the wall. That's your etheric field. Push through the wall. The wall is somewhere in here. Make a circle. Bump the palms, send it up. You all know this one. Grab some heaven Qi. Unite it with earth Qi. Bring it up, out, into heart. Push through the wall. Circle the heart. Bump the palms, send it up. Heaven Qi. Earth Qi, uniting it. Up, into heart. Through the wall. Circle the heart. Bump the palms, send it up. Good. Grab some more. Heaven. Earth. Up, out, into heart. Through the wall. Circle the palms. Right around the heart, bump them, send it up. Heaven. Earth. Heart. Wall. Circle, bump, send it up. One more, heaven, earth, into heart, through the wall, circle the heart, bump the palms, send it up. Bring the hands overhead, palms in towards the body, let them float back down. Always taking this opportunity to allow the hands to wand through your field and out, back into palms down into earth, grounding for a moment. And then here we go, right into bend bow, shoot arrow. Here we go. We're gonna do a little bit different today. Follow me. So it's quite easy, but just follow me. So remember, we rise, we get the hands in posture, one finger Zen, this hand getting ready to pull back on the bowstring right here, and I pull back to shoulder notch. Here's your shoulder notch, little indentation, pull back, this goes out. So here we go. As we shoot the bow, we go down, we root, pull and push right here. Now bring this hand in, just bring it across, one finger Zen hand, bring it in, get ready to do it on this side. There we go, shoot. Rise up, bring it in. Get ready to do it on the other side. Shoot, root down. Good, there's the difference right there. Bring this around as you rise up, get the hands in the posture, root down, shoot the arrow. Good, rise up, bring this hand in. It's always the one finger Zen hand that comes in, just comes across the body, and shoot. One finger Zen hand comes across the body and shoot. I'll show you from the side. Comes across, shoot. Here it is. Notice rib tips in, lower back straight. Rise up, arm comes across, and shoot. Boy, talk about leg workout. Strong legs. Strong foundation. Really slow. Rise up. Really feel this. Feel, stretch all the fascia and tendons when you're doing this. Really stretch everything. Come across. Stretch the tendons and fascia. I just cracked both sides. I cracked my wrist because I'm stretching everything. Come across, rise up, stretch, come down. Good. Come across, rise up. Now, if I was doing this not on camera, I would be looking through the one finger Zen hand, just looking through that index finger. So if you're doing this on your own at home, look at the finger that you're pointing. One more, rise up, root down, stretch. Good. Inhale, exhale, push down. Inhale, cleanse the chi wall. Right into parting clouds. Come up, hands are close to the body, back of the hands come together, and they come overhead, and they turn over and exhale. Rise up, inhale, use the breath on this one, turn the hands over, root down as you exhale, parting clouds. One of my favorites. Don't think about the choreography so much, very hard to do this one wrong. Get more into the flow of it and get into the breath. That this is the inhale up and this is the exhale back down, rooting down. Rise up, root, exhale down. You have to adjust your feet, please do. Keep your knees out over your ankles. Do not let them cave in. Exhale down. Rib tips in, which keeps the sacrum down, lower back flat. Inhale. Exhale, keep the suspenders. This is the suspenders right here. There's this closing between the rib tips and the hip tips. Keep them closed. That space between the rib tips, left and right rib tip, left and right hip tip, that space, these are like suspenders. We keep them closed the whole time. You'll notice it's easier to do it too if you keep them closed. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And relax. Walk the feet in. Heels, toes, heels, toes. Good. Inhale. Wash it out. Cleanse the wall. Cleansing the chi wall. Good. You go right into lotus. One more cleansing. Right into lotus flower. I want you to scoop. Come down into a squat. Make sure your booty goes back in space. Pull it, chi into the body, palms towards you. Pull it in, palms towards you. Left and right palms, one through the left and right channels of the body, and then open palms up, lotus flower. Beautiful lotus flower. Get into a comfortable stance. It's okay to adjust your legs here. Some people need to squat shoulders close. Some need shoulders width. Some need to squat wider. You've got to find your sweet spot here to get into this squat where it's comfortable on your lower back, knees, ankles, etc. Scoop. Pull the chi, pull it into the body, palms left and right channels, and open into palms up, lotus flower. Scoop some more. Booty back. Remember, keep your booty and your hips back in space as you squat down, so your knees do not come over your toes. Booty, hips back in space. Pull the chi in. Left and right channels, open. Don't worry about the breath. Take as much breath as you need on this one. It's sort of an exhilarating Qigong, very awakening, energizing Qigong. So you just want to breathe as much as you need on this one. Bring it in, left and right channels, open lotus. Beautiful. One more. Open, hands overhead, wand, palms towards the body. Open around Dantian, don't want to push through there. And right into cloud hands. So remember, if we didn't shift weight, cloud hands would be like this. Notice my elbows are getting this wonderful lubrication, but we're going to shift weight, so that changes it a little bit. Notice how I give you my shoulder here. Giving you my shoulder, catch the ball, shift weight, hand shift. Now I'm giving you this shoulder, catch the ball. Shift weight, shoulder, catch ball. Shift weight, give you my shoulder, catch the ball. And then try to make it smooth. So we can stop here, shift weight, catch ball. Shift weight, shifts the hands position, catch the ball, stop. Shift weight, hands, switch position, give you my shoulder, catch the ball. But then let's smooth it out. Now we smooth it out. So there's no stopping. Yes, I'm still catching the ball, but I'm not stopping to catch the ball. I'm just smoothing it out. And remember, the shifting of the weight is what makes the hand switch. Watch, this is pushing down. This is forcing this one to rise. Think of it like a hydraulics. It's like hydraulics. The top hand pushes down, forces the bottom arm to float up. There's a principle, Tai Chi and Qigong, something sinking, something else is floating. So this is sinking, this is floating. Outer arm is sinking, inner arm is floating there. So shift the weight, moves the hands, catch the ball. Relax. Now just let your body take over. Relax into the repetitive nature of this beautiful movement called cloud hands. Just relax into it. Notice my knees are slightly bent. Keep going. Take a quick drink. I just came back up to altitude, 7,200 up here in Santa Fe. From sea level, and I find them very dry. You've got to double down on the hydration when you come up to altitude. Super important. Next time we come in this direction, right here, I'll wait for everybody to get here. And now it's this one, but we're going to add the weight shift. This is inside parry. So cloud hands is an outside parry, meaning block to the outside. This is a block to the inside. Bottom hand is blocking a groin kick. Top hand is swatting off a center punch, a punch to my center line, right into my heart. Shift weight. Shifting weight moves the hands. Shift weight moves hands, just like cloud hands, but I'm going to the inside now. Inside. Imagine there's a tennis ball hanging from a string in front of you, right in front of your heart center, and you're swatting the tennis ball. Feel like a cat. Swatting the tennis ball. Shifting the weight. Notice when I shift weight, what's going on here? Folding at the claw, folding at the claw. Again, so it's shift weight, fold at the claw. Shift weight, fold at the claw. Shift weight, fold at claw. So I can just shift the weight, but now there's the fold. Shift weight, fold. Again, what am I doing? Same thing, pumping the lymphatic system, pumping the claw, the groin, KWA. Groin in Chinese. Notice the arms, they switch around 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. If I was a clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Top hand passes around the level of the face. Bottom hand passes at the groin level. See, top hand face, bottom hand groin, switch at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Little tips. Breath, breathe as you will. Breathe as the body needs. But keep that tip of the tongue on roof of mouth. Try to breathe just through the nose. Relax both hands back down to hands flowing through water. Oh, I love this one. Beautiful Qigong. Notice how the hips have started to loosen up. I'm shifting the weight, the hips are rotating, the arms, the hands are doing a figure eight. They're coming around the corner here in this beautiful figure eight or infinity fashion. Hands flowing through water. Relaxed. Slight delay, slight lag where I shift the weight, and then the hands realize what's going on and they come along for the ride. With a slight lag, that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. Just allow that to happen. Very relaxing Qigong. Hard to be stressed when you're doing this one. Come to center. Cleanse the Qi wall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come into a bit of a wide stance. Bring the hands in, palms up, right into the hip bones. You get the brain working here. This is neural. This is like making new neural pathways to do this. We're asking a lot of the body. And you'll see why. Punch. As you come out, it's a corkscrew punch. Open the hand. Notice my fingers are towards my center line, my heart. I grab like I'm grabbing someone's shirt, And then one finger at a time, starting with pinky, next, next, next. This is called dog bite grip. And thumb last, thumb last. This one comes in as this one now corkscrews out. Fingers towards center line, grab, then one finger at a time, starting with the pinky, next, 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 thumb last, makes a beautiful fist, tight. And next one, open, grab. Stay in a horse stance that's comfortable for you in this one. It could be a high horse, low, medium, up to you. All good. Good. Punch. I'm going to go a little lower. Open just to make it more challenging on my legs. But I could equally do this in a high horse stance, just like this. Not a problem. I always encourage everybody, work at your level to make it challenging, but challenging at 70%, not 100%. 70% of your capacity. Now notice my mind and my eyes, everything is on this hand so that I can do this exactly as I want to. Don't just flip through. Really do it slow. Slower the better. Look at the hand, watch it. Get the mind really active here, where the mind is so intently watching that hand, and the mind is making sure that every finger goes one at a time till it makes that fist. Slow. It's easy to do anything fast, really. It comes to sort of a blur, there's no definition. But to do things slow, that's where the mastery comes in. There's mastery in this. This is mastering an art, mastering a craft. The mastery is in doing it slow and defined. I could do this fast. You know, anyone could do it fast. But to do it slow, no, that's a master. That's mastery. Brain really works. Last one. And in. Good. Walk the feet in. Excellent. Shake the legs out. We did quite a bit in horse. So you can give them some taps, shake them out. Always good to shake in between. Keep the energy flowing. Move the legs a little bit so no lactic acid starts to build. Take a drink of tea, please. Good. Excellent. Now we're going to continue on that same path of working the hands. We're going to do some mobility work, which will be lubing all the joints of the body. Just perfect amount of time to do this. So figure eights first. And I'm going to move in a little closer just so you can see what I'm doing. First, just draw the figure eight with your finger. Just draw it. Then open the hands. Now let the whole hand do the figure eights. Notice what's going on here. It's not big. This is not this. It's right in close and small. Small. When you're ready, if you've been with me for a while, you're probably ready for this. Beak. This is a beak. All fingers touch the thumb is a beak. Then all fingers open. All fingers close into a beak, touch the thumb, and open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Feel the stretching going on in the tendons and the ligaments of the fingers in ways that are so unusual. My shoulder just cracked. I don't know if you heard it. There's lots going on here. Just get in a comfortable stance to do this one. This is not horse stance or any particular stance. Just get comfortable. This is all about what's going on right here. Reverse it. Now in, out, in, out, in, beak, out, stretch, in, beak, out, stretch. Feel that stretching. So we're working here, fingers, wrists. So I don't need to do the wrist next because we're hitting the wrists hard here. Got the wrist going in mobility work. Remember, mobility work is all about circles and spirals and figure eights. That's what it's about. That's mobility. Lubing the joints, bringing synovial fluid in between the finger joints right now and the wrist joints. Okay, so then we do that, or you can do these. If you don't like those, or you're having a hard time with those, you can do simple wrist circles one way, simple wrist circles the other way. That would be in lieu of doing this. Okay, then we go to the elbows. Elbow circles, in, up and in, up and in. Good. Elbow circles up and away. When you go away, it's yang. When you go in, it's yin. Just a little tidbit. You don't really need to know that. Just some people like to know if they're like me and they like to geek out on these things. Good. Okay. Shake the arms out. Shoulder circles, but with relaxed arms, not the cams yet. Just shoulder circles, relaxed arms. Forward. Opposite direction, forward. Good. Loosen that all up. Wake up those shoulder blades. We're going to pull from the shoulder blades, not the shoulder blades. Arms out. Arms out. Pretty much locked. Try not to do this or this. Okay? Walk the shoulders forward. Walk them forward. Walk them forward, one at a time. Relaxed. Really working from the shoulder blades, walking them forward, then walking them backwards. Notice the ribs start to move here. Hips are pretty stationary. I mean, they're moving a little bit, but not much, but the ribs are really taking some action here. Ribs are getting involved. We want that. We don't want the shoulder blades or the ribs to lock up, which they tend to do with age. So we're unlocking shoulder blades and ribs to massage heart and lungs. That's our whole goal here. In case you're wondering why we're geeking out on this particular movement. There's a reason, and it has a lot of health benefits to not let your ribs or shoulder blades get sticky and locked. Okay, relax, relax. Cross over, long neck, big neck circles. Extend the neck. Reverse it. Good. Come up. Good. Take this to hook. Hook it and pull the opposite way. Here towards shoulder. Let it go gently. Always let go gently. Hook it. Hook. Here to the opposite shoulder. So that stretch. Nice. Now, remember, the front hand on the cheek is the direction. The elbow points which way you're going. In case you get confused, elbow points which way to go. And stretch. Don't crack it. We're not looking to crack it. Just want to stretch it and let go. Other side. Stretch. And let go. Excellent. Next, now just move your head around. Just notice any changes you may feel now. Ribs. Remember, we're always doing a circle, but sometimes we do want to do the 4 points of the circle before we do the actual circle. It's helpful if you have time to do that. Ribs forward, ribs back. Ribs forward, back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Side, side. Notice this is locked. Side, side. That's why some of these where we want the hips locked, sometimes it's good to do them in a chair. Especially a lot of this rib work can be done in the chair. This one can also be done in the chair, by the way, too. Side, side. Now let's connect the 4 dots. Forward, side, back, side, forward. And notice my hands are on my ribs just to give me some proprioceptive feedback so I know if I'm doing it. And I know if I'm not doing it. I usually do 3 to 5 each way. Reverse it. Now hips. Forward, back, forward, back. Oh, that feels so good. If it feels good, just hold it for a couple seconds. Back. One more. Forward, back. Ah, side. I'm making a smiley face. Side, side. Feel the stretch. Side, side, side. Okay, now connect. Front, side, back, side, front. Now, big circle. Imagine you're skimming the inside of a wine barrel or skimming the inside of a hula hoop. That type of circle. It's not a little circle. It's not like a little Hawaiian dance kind of circle. No, this is a big stretching circle where you feel the stretch the whole way. If you feel anything tight, exhale through it. So I'm a little tight in the lower back, so watch. Use that hot audible exhale to just stretch through those tight spots. Reverse it. Oh, so good. Okay, those I do every single day. They're really vital to my health. Now, hold on to imaginary stools or a counter or a wall, whatever you want, and ankle circles, 5 to 7 one way, 5 to 7 the other way. Other foot. Reverse it. Good. Shake everything out. Notice how you feel. Notice how the joints may feel. Notice how your gait may feel different as you walk around. I feel a little change in my gait because I stretch the lower back. My gait feels a little bit sort of smoother, a little bit more flexible walking. So just notice these things. And then we'll do a little bit of massage here and we'll wrap it up. Clap the hands, make some heat. Feel your chi. Pull them apart about an inch, shear them. Just feeling your chi. Circle, circle the other way. Just notice any changes. Notice the feeling between your palms, any sensation. Keep the palms connected. I feel like I've got 2 magnets going up here. Take those chi-filled hands, feed the eyes. Good. Take these 2 fingers, go up the bridge of the nose, over third eye, out to the temples. Again, up the bridge of the nose, over third eye, temples. Down the bridge of the nose, under cheekbones, out to the ears. I've got earphones on, but I'm just working. Pinch and pull, little snippers here. Pinch and pull, pinch and pull. From the top to the bottom, pinch and pull. Back up to the top. Good. Now, this is called scissor. Take your 2 fingers, and you've got three acupressure points in the front of the ear and 1 in the back. Take your finger. It's hard for me to do. I'm going to pull your earphones off for a moment. Up and down. Up and down. This is called scissoring. This should feel absolutely amazing. One of my favorite things to do. I push so hard sometimes because it feels so good. Notice the back finger is going up and down over the mastoid bone. Front finger is going through 1, 2, 3 acupuncture points. There. Up and down, up and down. Good. And grab that little ridge that's coming across horizontally with your 2 fingers and make circles. 1 way and circles the other way. Just using that little crossbar of cartilage to just have something to grab onto, making circles the other way. Wow, that's wonderful. Back on, grab the back of your neck and pull away from the back, from the spine. Pull away. Grab and pull. Grab and pull. This is just an excuse to practice some self-care. Pull away, pull away. Good. Excellent. And here we go. Let's close. Back to Wu Qi. Hold a still point for a moment. Find a still point somewhere in front of you on a wall, a little notch on some wood, a leaf on a tree in the distance, and park or anchor your mind on that still point. As you hold this Wu Qi posture, be like a mountain, just firm, strong, tall, and hold that still point. When we park or anchor the mind on a still point, somewhere in front of us, any still point, the mind doesn't go back into thought. It stays present. It stays here. It's like giving the mind a job to do. I often will use a still point to anchor my mind before I meditate. Before I go and close my eyes, I anchor on a still point. Calms the mind, brings me to presence, gives my mind a job to do. And then I can close my eyes eventually. But you can just do this after your practice. Wonderful way to end, holding the mind on a still point. Now sink all the weight left, your left. Scoop the chi around you. As the hands come up, the foot and hands meet at the same time. Hands are like shower heads bathing the body in chi, sea of chi. As they float down the front, palms turn inwards, aligning, centering, balancing, slower the better, ironing. So much that they're doing as they wand through your field. Open, around Dantian, open, push down. You can end with 1, 2, or 3 passes. We end with 1 today. Thank you so much.